This is insane. Oh my goodness. You just put something so my bag is getting so deep when it comes to debating like leftists. It's getting so deep. Like, okay, first you have like the and I think we talked about things like this before. But first, like when you get into conservative, okay, you might be like born like conservative leaning or whatever, right? Like your disposition or attitude just might be that, right? And then so maybe you stumble across like a Charlie Kirk clip or something or like a Candace Owens clips or something. Like it's just like the most basic or PragerU, like just the most basic version of what it even means to be a conservative is just like that stuff. I mean, there's an argument in the case to be made that it's not even conservatism, it's just republicanism, the worst version of that, right? It's just like, but then you get into like the Ben Shapiro's from that, and then you say, oh, well, how do I make sense of what he's doing? Like, where is he drawing from? And then from there, you kind of get into the people who start to matter, which is like the Thomas Sowell's and Milton Friedman's, and from there Russell Kirk's, and from there Roger Scruton's, and from there Edmund Burke's, and from there Aristotle's, and well, I have Hegel before Aristotle there in that context because you gotta kind of know a little bit of Hegel. So it's like you go through this sort of evolution of like you go through all of this philosophy just from like following the iceberg really. And for me, we say Edmund Burke is the father of modern conservatism, but I think the father of the conservative disposition and the questions to ask is Aristotle.
I
I don't
mean,
know,
is
but
it
the
both? Because you can argue that for like the radicals too.
well, you
Like
have to educate me more on that part. But
like the utopian concepts and stuff like that come a lot from Aristotle, and that's what they borrow from.
yeah, 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 yeah. And so my point is that like okay, even with all of that, right? Even going all the way back to Aristotle, following that line, and with in the inclusion of Hegel helps for this as well too, because he most people take him into like a left leaning direction, even though he had some, not all, not in absolutes, but he did have some conservative conclusions about some of the things he had to say, especially when it comes to institutions and like how they even come to be in the first place. But then, okay, so that's like more than enough to debate on a popular level. But then when you start reading like the Judith Butlers and the the Foucaults and the Marx, like when you start actually reading these guys, when you start reading and understanding them, and then examining their lives, because like my friend Straw had always says, ideologies have consequences, and the things that they've done, it's just like now it all makes sense. So when I say my bag is getting deep as far as like debating leftists, is because I have so much of their stuff in my bag too. Because it's like I can tell you what I agree with, you know what I'm saying? And that's usually what happens when you read people. You say,
It's
I don't think that everything they say is wrong, but most of what they
right.
say is
It's
yeah.
but you're still gonna there's gonna be like this is why I don't like the idea of like silencing people and saying because you're gonna there's bits of value in things that people say even if they're wrong.